within the classroom environment, we use the nurtured heart approach as a way of reminding students about what the rules are, and more than that, really working hard at recognizing their successes so that they have a really clear understanding of what we expect of them in class, and they can kind of fine-tune their own images of who they are and see themselves as a student that is on a path to doing the things that it takes to be successful at school. And that involves, one, being clear about what the rules are and what the behavior is that we expect, having a consequence or a reset to remind a student of when they've broken a rule. As teachers, we're very conscious and intentional about not giving any energy to negative student behavior unless it's a rule broken. And more than that, as I said before, we really try to be specific and notice what students are doing that's successful. And sometimes we throw lots of what I call happy parties. And happy parties are opportunities to just say, yes, yes, yes. You know, like yesterday I gave a student a compliment about getting new glasses. And he turned to me and said, thank you. And for that student, that was an unusual occurrence. So we had a happy party about recognizing good manners in the moment. So the nurtured heart is a really important part of what we do. What it looks like in its best forms, there's kind of three parts to it. The first, most important part is to talk to kids about what's going well for them. Specifically, not in this term of, in the form of generalized praise, but in the form of specific observations and recognitions of behavior. For instance, I just did it with my class out in the hall as I walked out, and I noticed that they all had remembered to line up in the appropriate place without being reminded in a way that was helpful to me and everybody else that came by. So I commented on that. And I got their response of, yay, we're smart, we know what the rules are, and that's exactly what I hope for.
And with more week months for Ivy, I know you don't really like eating outside. Maybe not like 50 times a week or like 7 times a week. Maybe like twice, like last year we had, I think, twice a week.
Okay, so you're recognizing that 5 might be too many and maybe 2 would be a place in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'd like to really appreciate the fact what you just said, everybody saw and heard Jimmy acknowledge the fact that he knows there's diversity in the group and that this doesn't work for everybody. So I really want to appreciate it.
Well, in order to be able to do this, then we need to get Miss Phelan's opinion.
So we need the adult supervisors.
The opinions on like how comfortable they feel doing eating outside and if they're willing to do another one.
Colin, I love you. I love it. Did everybody hear? Colin said, 1, we need someone else's opinion, the people involved, and 2, he recognized that they have opinions and feelings about that, so he said we really need to know how comfortable they would be with doing that. So yeah, you guys were just here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm open. Your vote is registered. Ivy.
I know that I've never liked eating outside, that it kind of bugs me, and I know that I won't do it, but I'm okay with people eating outside. I don't really mind.
As long as there's still a provision for you to eat inside.
Yeah.
All right, so
Just like
see, Ivy is one of the few dissenters, and she's saying it doesn't work for her, but she stands behind the idea that it works for the rest of you, and she's willing to support that. So good for her. That's generosity on her part. Thank you. As always, I appreciate those of you that lead the way down clapping. Thank you. That's another leadership role in the classroom. Okay, Pegla.
My apple today is that we had some guests. We had 2 brand new little girls come in and visit our class, and I was so impressed by how everybody welcomed them, showed them around the room, made room on the carpet for them, showed them how to go in and wash their hands and to walk down to class. So give yourselves a pat on the back for being such nice friends and welcoming our new visitors nicely. And
another important thing we do at the beginning of the year is develop our classroom social contract for the year. Because we teach in mixed age classrooms, we have the same students in intermediate for 3 years. Every year our social contract looks different. We have a few different models we kind of cycle between. And this year I'm trying a new model, which is based on the Whatcom Day Academy beliefs that the school has. And my goal was to have the students interpret the Whatcom Day Academy beliefs in our classroom. But looking on the wall, we can see that the Whatcom Day Academy beliefs include a safe, supportive environment nurtures learning. So the students' ideas included things like we need to support our classmates, safety, so safe and supportive to them meant being prepared for an earthquake, so physical safety, having nice teachers, being nice to each other, not being a greedy hog, not calling names, and so forth. So I've kind of condensed this into a statement that tomorrow in our class meeting we're going to try to pass our interpretation. Here, children have intrinsic curiosity and the capacity to learn. So one of the things they put is we need to ask questions and we need to be allowed time to try to answer the questions that we have. And one of the things about the capacity to learn is never give up. Don't give up on yourself. The teacher can't give up on us, and really believe that we can learn. Learning is an internal process that requires personal engagement. Children learn through doing real tasks. I'm asking 8, 9, and 10-year-olds to interpret this. Personal engagement, they got bring your brain to school. It takes you to choose to learn. So tomorrow's class meeting will be about everybody voting on an interpretation of these beliefs as our class beliefs for our social contract. Then over the course of the year as I'm teaching, and if the kids are starting to kind of fall off the apple cart, talking, forgetting to do their homework, wanting to do only their way and their thing, I'll say, remember, we know that everybody has different styles. This is what that means in our classroom, so we have an agreement that we're going to be patient with each other. We're going to understand that everybody needs things done a little bit different way. All right, as I count down from 5, Alejandro, reset, and Luchito, reset. Join me, thank you. You do not move until I excuse you. You may draw during class meeting today. Remember, if I find one piece of scratch paper that is left on the desk and not in the bin, there will be no drawing the next time. So somebody take responsibility, or each of you take responsibility for making sure only one piece for you comes out and not a bunch of straggling papers. You may get a pencil. One. One half. But I did not say it couldn't stick out. I said it could not be a piece of paper. So congratulations. Okay. What I didn't mention earlier was what happens when a rule is broken in the school. And what we do is ask children to take a reset. A reset is an opportunity to be reminded of what the rules are. And they're painless, not punitive. And one benefit is as a teacher, it takes all the emotion out of any kind of child interaction when rules are broken. We don't yell, we don't scream, we don't remind, we don't lecture. We just say reset, try again. So it's helpful for us, and it also helps the child feel not punished, but just reminded. All right, as I count down from 5, Alejandro, reset, and Luchito, reset. Join me, thank you. You do not move until I excuse you. You may draw during class meeting today. Remember, eyes up, pencil still, eyes up. JJ, reset. Join me. Eyes up means you look up. Okay, we have a joint class meeting today.
Do you know what? Yesterday
Christopher, reset. RT, reset. Blake, reset. Zachary, reset. Zachary. And join us, Zachary. Christopher, Blake. Andrew, reset. And join us. RT, join us. Now, Miss Phonemia heard, let's see, Andrew, I think, said, can we sing a song today we haven't sung in a long time? And it's called Haley and Bryn, stop. Bryn? You just got here, but you need to be part of our circle now, okay?
I didn't say that.
Who was it that said, can we sing the Habitat song today? Who said that?
Oh,
Was that you, Mason?
no.
Somebody said